Hello, my name is Meredith Bennett, and I'm a student at Duquesne University. And today I'll be talking about environmental literacy and environmentally conscious behavior at Duquesne University. So first, just some background information on what kind of research has been conducted in this area. So a lot of research studies have focused on the restrictions to environmentally conscious behavior in society at large. And so this can include different perceptions of risk and also different levels of knowledge about environmental issues. This kind of leads into the second idea, which is environmental literacy and how people form ideas about environmental issues. And specifically, this group, Project Information Literacy, conducts research on college students and how they find and use information from many different sources. And so their most recent study found that students most often gather news from discussions with their peers, using social media, and also to a lesser degree, online newspapers. And so my questions after seeing this past research are what are the major restrictions to environmentally conscious behavior in college students specifically, and what resources are needed to eliminate those restrictions. And so I created an IRB approved survey and distributed it throughout Duquesne University in emails to deans and advisors. And so the survey collected demographic data and also asked students to share where they find environmental news and what the biggest obstacles are that they face when they're trying to become environmentally responsible. And so there were 455 responses in total. And you can see the responses were pretty evenly distributed among academic year. In addition, I received responses from every college in Duquesne, although some were more represented than others. And so the first major finding was that financial expense is the most common restriction when students are trying to become more environmentally responsible, followed by the feeling that individual efforts won't make a significant difference, and not enough options where you live to become environmentally responsible. And so this last choice is interesting, not only because it was the third most common restriction, but because the survey also gave respondents the opportunity to write in explanations of their choices. And a lot of people took that opportunity to write about Duquesne and Pittsburgh specifically, and the lack of resources to become environmentally responsible. And so when asked about the resources that they associate with effective environmental leaders, students listed scientific knowledge and communication skills most often. And also when students were asked about where they find their environmental news, the most common responses were social media, word of mouth, and traditional news articles. And this lines up really well with the Project Information Literacy study that I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. And so what does this mean for Duquesne? The results show the importance of providing Duquesne students with more opportunities to become environmentally conscious. And so this could include initiatives to promote proper recycling procedure and education about recycling, providing more low waste options on campus, and also just trying to create initiatives where students can be more involved in decisions on campus and environmental responsibility. The results also show the importance of scientific communication, especially in this age where scientific information comes from so many different places. And so I think it's important to prioritize teaching students how to effectively evaluate scientific information and how they can use it effectively. And also, it's important to continue to find innovative ways to engage the public with science, but specifically environmental news, through interdisciplinary work between scientists and communicators in society. And these are my references, and yeah, I'll take any questions that anyone has.